Hey guys, it's me, Mickey G. So today I'd like to talk to you about depression, what it is, and what it's like to live with it. But this isn't in no way any professional or medical advice or anything like that. This is just simply a recount of my own personal experiences with it. So, first of all, what is depression? Well, scientifically, it is classified as a chemical imbalance of the brain that brings about a constant low mood and state of sadness or depression. So that is simply the physical symptoms of depression, but it's not an overall clear picture of what it is. So with anything like depression or even anxiety, everyone just believes in strictly what you physically see, so physical symptoms. So with depression, the constant low moods and the chemical imbalances of the brain, and therefore try and treat it as such. So with tablets and pills that create hormones within the body and within the brain to try and help balance it. But what depression is really like, and what it's really like to live with depression, is it's, yes, definitely a constant state of being in a low mood, a constant state of sadness, or a constant depressed state. But someone who has depression isn't always sad or depressed. Depression is more easily defined as a state of sadness or depression as being symptomatic of a constant state of loneliness and isolation. Anyone who has depression or has had depression quite often feels and will explain that they were more often alone and felt more alone and isolated than sad or depressed. The sadness and depression was just a symptom of that feeling of isolation and loneliness that anyone with depression quite often feels. And a lot of people just don't understand that. They think, oh, because you may be smiling and happy one day, that you aren't depressed, that you can't be depressed the next, or even while you're feeling it. But you can, because depression isn't just sadness and, a low mood. It's a state of negative programming and thinking in your mind that comes from that state of loneliness and isolation, and is quite often brought on by environmental factors, be it at home or at school, family, friends, feelings of abandonment. There's quite often feelings of abandonment along with these feelings of isolation and loneliness, and you end up developing this numbness, this feeling of apathy, of not caring about anyone or anything, because you feel like you're so alone and no one cares for you, so that you become numb to it all, and you end up not caring about anything in return, and you feel like you are burdening them with this sadness, with this negative thoughts or vibes that you tend to give off, not because you're intentionally trying to push people away or trying to intentionally be negative. No, it's just a thought and an energy that constantly gets in your head and your being, and you just feel so isolated and alone, and therefore just sad and depressed. You feel helpless, and like you can't do anything, you can't get out, you feel stuck, like you're in like this giant rut of negativity and darkness and just black, and you just can't get out no matter what. And this feeling inside can be masked so easily, even from yourself. A lot of people with depression don't even realize they have depression because they're so busy trying to be happy and outgoing, hanging with friends and family and work and all those sorts of things that they just don't notice it. And that's the worst part, is it can just, the insidious part is it can just hide inside your heart, inside your mind, and you just don't know. But you have this overall sense of negativity and loneliness, this innate sadness and unsettled feeling inside that you can't seem to place or get rid of, even once you figure out what it is and how you feel. And yeah, this that chemical imbalance in your brain that doctors and scientists have found, that's simply only a physical manifestation of what it is. And yes, sometimes it helps treating it, but you gotta treat the person and how they feel inside. That sense of loneliness and isolation, that sense of sadness and depression, of like you're a burden, and that apathy and uncaring and that fear behind it all. And it is just such a difficult feeling because you do feel so stuck and so alone and so sad and down, and you feel really low and no confidence in yourself, really low self-esteem. And it is just a really, really horrible feeling to deal with because you don't know half the time when it's going to come up. You can be happy and living and enjoying life to the fullest, and all of a sudden it can just pop in and into your head, and it can bring down your whole mood. And yeah, it's just really, really hard to deal with, and really, really hard to diagnose as well. And yeah, it's just not an easy thing for anyone to deal with, and not just for the person who's going through it, but anyone who's trying to help that person go through it as well. And kudos to anyone and everyone out there who are helping those family and friends, even strangers, going through this feeling, because it's not easy. And I've been on both sides of the fence, having depression and helping people who have depression, and sometimes it's the only way to get through it is to help other people, because you understand exactly what they're going through, exactly how they feel, and it is a beautiful feeling to help them. And sometimes that helping other people get through that, it can be the biggest and best way to help people, to help yourself get through it. And it's so great, but it is so hard to get rid of that sense of insecurity and loneliness and that sadness and isolation, that fear, that pain, and then that numbness and that apathy and uncaring that can happen because of all that. And it is just, it's horrible. It's probably one of the worst things you can deal with, worst things you can have. But honestly, anyone out there who's going through it or helping other people go through it, you just need to know that you are not alone. There are so many people out there who can help you. Go to a trusted friend or adult, family member, parent, even your friends' parents. I know personally my friends' parents helped me so much with that when I couldn't go to anyone else. Teachers, definitely go see a doctor or a psychologist. It's the worst feeling to go to them and talk about it and try and get help, but honestly, once you do, you feel so much more in control of yourself, and that's just another feeling. You feel so out of control of yourself and your life, and going to see someone acknowledging that you have it can help you regain that feeling of control and get you on that first step to get to recovery and helping. And it's beautiful. And yeah, definitely anyone who's going through it, just also know you are not alone. You feel so alone all the time, so isolated from everyone, and it's the best feeling. The most important thing is to know that you aren't alone. There is help out there. You just, all the resources, you just gotta open up and seek that help, and you'll be able to find it anywhere and everywhere. It's around every corner, that help, and you are not alone. It is estimated 1 in 3 or 1 in 4 people go through mental illness, and 9 times out of 10 that is something like depression or anxiety, so you aren't alone. It is quite common. It just goes untreated so often, and it really isn't good that it does, but there is help out there, and there's more awareness and help and treatment out there, and you're just not alone regardless of how you feel. And that's what this video is about, creating understanding and awareness and helping people understand that they aren't alone, and there is help out there, and there is strength out there, and most importantly, there is strength and light within yourself to get through this, because I know for a fact that yes, I've gone through it, I've gotten through it, and sometimes you will relapse, and it happens all the time, but you've got to keep going, because once you make it through it once, you can make it through it again and again and again, especially with all the help that's out there and with all that strength that's inside you as well, because it isn't easy battling your heart and your mind every single day, but that just proves that if you can get up every day and every second of every day and fight that fight, win that battle. Sometimes you won't win that battle, and those feelings and thoughts will overcome you. No, it's not your fault, and you do have the strength to beat it, because yes, it is a disease, but you can and will make it through. And that's what this video is about, creating that understanding and awareness of what depression is, and that you can get through it regardless. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down. Don't forget to subscribe or write a comment down below. Share your experiences, and definitely share this video with anyone and everyone that is going through depression or maybe going through depression. Help create that understanding and awareness, and help people feel that they aren't alone, know that they aren't alone, and that it is something they can go through it. Anyway, love you guys, speak to you soon, bye.